Hi, welcome to Girl, Are You Okay?
This is a podcast about two 20-something-year-old girls living in Los Angeles talking about anything and everything.
I'm Ayesha.
I'm Abeera. I'm wearing jellyfish socks.
And I'm wearing constellation socks.
Welcome to our podcast.
Happy to have you. Okay, so
I have a big current event that I want to bring up.
You know, given that I have a sense of what current events are, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, this is something that we both really love, and it's the Stingray in North
Carolina. Charlotte.
Charlotte,
What a
our
queen.
girl. And for those of you who don't already know, so Charlotte is a stingray in an aquarium who is pregnant.
She's
Okay?
currently pregnant.
She's currently pregnant, but there has not been another stingray living with her at any point in
There's
her...
no male stingrays.
Okay,
in
thank
her
you.
enclosement.
Yeah, because I don't know if there's female ones.
There
but
might be, but no male stingrays.
Yeah.
And her female stingray is currently pregnant.
Correct. So they aren't sure if she was able to reproduce asexually,
Like fertilize her own eggs on her own somehow.
which sponges do that, and some other ocean animals do that.
But are stingrays known to do this?
I think that if there has been cases, they're extremely rare, like extremely.
Okay.
And then they're also, I think what people are trying to hop onto the bandwagon for is that a shark mated with the stingray
because there are two male sharks.
And this added piece of there was shark bites found on her, and apparently when sharks mate, they bite each other or something like that.
Kind of hot. Just kidding.
Oh,
Just kidding.
So anyway, we don't know who Charlotte has in her uterus equivalent. I don't know what.
So
Do sharks have uteruses? Or
maybe?
stingrays. We're not even talking about sharks. We're talking about stingrays.
Stingrays. I don't know the anatomy of a stingray, but I would imagine they have something.
You would think I would know this.
Yeah. As you know, Abeera would have been a marine biologist.
Yeah.
So...
But I don't know. So we'll have to just maybe do some more research. But I cannot wait.
I can't wait till she gives birth because I think people are trying to figure out, is she going to give birth to stingrays? Is it going to be a stingray shark hybrid? People are asking, is this the second coming of Christ in stingray form?
Yep.
Is this what? Is it going to be a shark ray or steezus?
Wow.
I've been reading the comments. I'm very invested.
These are new words I've never heard of. Jesus. Okay.
Stingray Jesus.
No, I got, thank you for the clarification.
Yeah.
No, I'm so excited. I'm like constantly checking for updates. Any Charlotte thread, TikTok I can find.
To my understanding, she's due I want to say any day now.
I think so.
Do they have like a live video feed of her? Because I would love
They should, and they should be monetizing that.
They honestly should, because I know some, I think some zoos do have live where you can watch the pandas and stuff. So fun.
It's so good. So yeah, anyway, I had to bring that into our space today because it's
in our minds.
It's on my mind.
Wow. Yeah. So we will see. What do you think's going to happen with this?
Please comment if it's not already out by the time we air this. Maybe we'll just post it on our Instagram.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Which won't be today for you all, but a little to get
update.
The convo going.
Yeah.
Fun.
Okay.
We should get bets going.
We should get bets, we
do not support sports betting addictions. However, this is...
However, this is an important thing to be invested in. Yeah. And I'm trying to picture what a stingray shark hybrid would even look like.
Yeah. And I really don't want to kill the vibe here, but scientists have commented on this and they said it's very unlikely that it's going to be a shark stingray hybrid because evolution wise, sharks and stingrays are so dissimilar.
They're just very different.
They split off a long time ago in terms of evolution.
Okay.
that we're almost more connected to other animals. I'm butchering this.
Okay. So I can only hope that the stingray comes out with like maybe some like nice teeth, some like shark chompers. How sick. I just give me something, please.
I guess we're just going to have to wait and see, Ayesha.
Because I think like stingrays, they have that little like smile.
They do.
And imagine it full of teeth.
That's scary.
I know.
Okay.
It so is a freaking...
Can an artist out there please drop a sketch of...
I need to kind of like, can you make a hybrid for me? Because I need to see this.
Do you have a preference of which shark? If you were to come... I know that we'd probably have to stick to whatever is in that aquarium, but...
I mean, I don't know as many sharks as you do. Like my instant shark, I think of is a freaking great white.
Yeah.
And
like... Well, I think... If I remember correctly from the video, there are leopard sharks living in that same aquarium with
Is that
Charlotte.
like a variant of like a tiger shark? Because I know what those are.
No. Very different. Very different. Leopard sharks are very harmless.
Oh.
Yeah.
Unless stingrays are in the room.
I mean, seriously. Anyway,
Charlotte, we're thinking of you.
Yeah, we are. Thoughts and
prayers, Charlotte.
What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Last night I went to this rave. It was definitely an experience.
Are you a rave girl?
I feel like I'd be lying if I said I was a rave girl.
Okay.
This is like my second one within 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
It was the Subculture Party, if you're familiar. It was like such a scene where I'm like, wow, I am not like punk enough for these people. And yet here I am trying to blend in, I guess.
But do you have to be?
No, I would say like I was really admiring the creativity and like all the outfits. Like there was so much variety. I think the coolest thing I saw was these people with like wearing full on like chainmail outfits that looked very medieval. They had like some sort of like blood on their face, but also it was like red gems.
Whoa.
It was very cool. I like was admiring it.
Do you think that the community is a welcoming one, that if you were to go into...
I would say like people were so respectful and kind. Like if somebody was like there was like 3 different stages, I believe, in 4 different rooms, something like that. And if somebody was like trying to leave, like everybody was like moving out of their way.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It seemed like very cordial. If we were trying to stay, like I was there with my partner and a friend, and if we were all trying to stick together, people would let us kind of walk by without trying to like smush their way in. I was just surprised at kind of the like...
So it's very much like pick your own adventure. Like, no judgment.
No judgment.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Like, I just was like the biggest platform shoes I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, I can only wish to own a pair of these.
I was going to say, that seems very you.
I know. Like, just... so many snake bite piercings, so many. I just was like,
it's a new trend.
And I don't think I've ever seen people with like spiky gelled hair in real life, like the kind where they like spike every bit of their hair. And I was just like, wow. And I was a little bit jealous because I noticed in the room, they had kind of a radius around them of personal space because of their hairstyle.
I love that bubble.
And I was like, good for them. Like,
also, can I touch your hair to see how long or how far away your hair?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's see.
So I'm pulling Ayesha's hair to see what her bubble would look like if she were to spike her hair.
If I had
it's like basically where like I'd have to sit a little farther.
It would be social distancing almost.
Wow. Okay. If 2020 is fully like as we talked about last time, like
if it's repeating, I need a new hairstyle.
This is what you need to do.
Oh my God.
I love this. We have it all figured out. Forget masks.
1,000 subscribers on YouTube, we do an episode with Ayesha with full
Yes.
Like and subscribe to see me try this out.
If this episode gets is it in terms of listens?
No, views on YouTube.
Okay, views on if this episode gets 10K views.
200 likes. Yeah.
We'll decide. We'll put it in the description.
Maybe we'll have Ayesha. Oh my God. For every for every 10K, we'll have a different spike on her head.
Oh my God. And we'll have a live stream of this process.
You guys have to make it happen now. If you want to see Ayesha with spiked hair.
Honestly, I'm very curious. We
have to buy a lot of gel.
We're gonna have to buy a lot of gel. There's like this like Gorilla Glue type gel I think they have.
Gorilla Glue gel?
It's not like Gorilla Glue brand, but it's like kind of, I think there's a gorilla on it. It's like this yellow, if you know, you know.
Okay.
I don't know. And I think I need a full transformation though.
Yeah,
like if I'm gonna do the hair, I need to like buy some fake piercings. We'll find some Insto pics. Yeah.
Did I say inspo pics? I feel like I said that wrong for a second. I forgot. Anyway.
So that's kind of current events in my life. Did you do anything yesterday?
Surprisingly, yes.
Okay, let's hear about it.
I actually kind of asked that in a way where she's like, did you get up and leave your home for once?
Honestly, I think you get out more than I do, if we're being real.
Not for like fun things like raves, but I did. Me and my partner, we went to my cousin's birthday brunch in LA, and I don't think we don't really venture out to like the cool LA spots often.
Where was it?
It's at this restaurant called Mother Tongue.
Okay.
In West Hollywood. It's a rooftop situation, and you guys have to go because apparently they've been open for like 2 years now, but they haven't put themselves on the map as of yet. But it's like one of those really like aesthetically pleasing, like trendy types of places.
Okay.
And more so than going for like a meal, I would just go and like hang out on their rooftop, and maybe like if you want to grab a drink or snacks or whatever, like that would be like a good way to use their space.
I would love to go with you.
Yeah, no, it was fun. So that was my like little short and sweet update. It was a beautiful day. I think it was
yesterday
like 70
was a really
degrees.
Nice day actually.
So it was like the perfect rooftop day. Oh. I felt so LA.
And I think I saw some pictures.
Yeah, you probably did.
That bathroom with like fully green tile, I'll just say
we love a good
beautiful
bathroom mirror pic.
Just like with the gold trim mirror, love. I can tell what you mean with the aesthetics.
Yeah.
Of Mother Tongue.
Mother Tongue.
All right, check
Not
it out.
Sponsored.
Not sponsored. West Hollywood.
Also, I know we had a good weekend, but I think there's still rain in the forecast, and I would just like to look into the camera and say, Mr. Punxsutawney Hhil, what is happening?
What is happening? I need more sun, and I kind of want to say I have a new nickname for him.
What's his name, Ayesha? His actual name?
Gwen Stefani Hhil.
Is that the new nickname you've come up with?
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm putting you on the spot. I whatever comes to mind right now.
I mean, I'm actually trying. I want everyone to. I can't. Okay. Punxsutawney Hhil. Is that not right? I think it.
There's something going on in the second half of the name now, it's Punxsutawney.
See, you say that and I can't hear it.
That's okay. I think what we need like a cue card with his name on it, so you can like.
I just need to meet this man face to face. We need to have a little chat.
I need to ask him, girl.
I mean, he's incarcerated, so I need to probably go to him.
Yeah, he is incarcerated. That's very true. It's gonna be a little hard to get some FaceTime with him right now.
I could be his visitor. Is he taking visitors?
Yeah. But I'm sure there's a lot of people trying to like get in there and kill him right now.
So he's probably in like what do they call it? Like isolation?
Yeah. Oh. Sorry, can we cut that out and say unalive him? I feel like I'm not allowed to say certain things, so just to protect myself. Anyway,
I think he needs more protection than you.
I sure hope so.
And so did the Stingray.
Oh my gosh. These poor animals. What's going on? Speaking of animals, you sent me a video last night of the robot that delivers food.
I saw that and I was like, you go, girl.
They're so cute.
They're so cute. Maybe we'll attach the video. It's just like she's just doing her job.
She is. And then I texted you. I'm like, does she have a 401k?
She probably does. She makes more money than me.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, then that's when we were like, do we quit therapy to go and deliver food for a 401k?
I mean, sounds pretty nice.
Anyway,
do we get to be inside the robot? Like, I mean, and then we jump out as a surprise.
Oh, yeah, people would love that.
You know?
Absolutely.
Because when you say, do we want to deliver food?
I don't think robots would be included at that point.
See, then I don't want to do it.
Okay, forget it. Scratch that idea.
If I get to ride around and get a little like get to be carted around
out of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm the one
That's
having
not a job
to do
anymore,
the work,
Ayesha.
I just don't want to work. Yeah. That's the problem.
How do we change this? I think that's a lot of people our age right now.
Like, how do you get to live the life you want to live and buy all the clothes you love and go to all the flea markets and own a home and not have a job?
Yeah, I was going to say something kind of problematic. I'm going to not say it. It's too early in this journey of podcasting for me to like throw really firm opinions out there.
I'm going to ask you after.
Yeah, subscribe to the Patreon.
For extra problematic takes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, our producer's like, subscribe to our Patreon for extra problematic content. Yeah. I have something that I want to bring in for a segment today.
Let's see it.
So I'm going to pull out my iPad. And it's something that I didn't stumble upon it. I was just, oh my God, how did this come up? I basically, oh my gosh, what was it? Oh, fairies. I was talking about fairies because another podcast that I love to listen to, which is My Favorite Murder.
Love them.
They were talking, they covered a story about, I don't know, there was a murder that happened around feeling like this guy's wife had been replaced by a fairy, an evil fairy.
So his wife was no longer his wife.
Yeah, like in his mind. And then that's what led to him feeling the need to unalive her.
Aren't fairies like little?
So I think different cultures believe different things because it actually goes back to like medieval like things.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
a deep dive for me later tonight.
Yeah. So on the topic of that, I was like, oh, like I think I believe in so many different things that don't necessarily have like proof that they exist, but fairies are one of those things that I feel like I haven't given a lot of time to explore. So I didn't have an answer of whether or not I believed in them.
Clap if you believe in fairies. Do you know a fairy dies every time somebody says they don't believe in them?
That's Tinker lore.
Yeah.
So that's what led me onto this journey of finding a list online of things that don't necessarily
have
proof that they exist, but people still believe in them.
I am so curious.
Yeah, it's 10 things, out of which like 2 are a little bit more boring. I'll be honest.
Okay.
But we'll see what we come up with because I know what my answers are because I did have a sneak peek at this list, but I thought we could definitely get your point of view on it and have convos about it. Okay, so the first thing is aliens.
Ooh, I love this one.
Yeah.
I actually am a huge believer in aliens.
Okay, yeah, same.
And I can tell you why.
Please.
I think the universe in the galaxy, the solar system, whatever you want to call it, it is just so
vast
and enormous that there is no way, there's no way that we are the only living creature on the only planet with
and that's been proven that we aren't, right?
It's been proven, I believe, that other planets are habitable.
And I think that they've also proven that there are not multicellular things, but there are little baby organisms. Thank you. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I feel like I need to be fact checked right now. But I feel like that was a thing at one point.
Yeah, and I don't know a ton about space and the science of it all, but I do know that there's light years, and if some other life form, call it aliens, were to come check on us? Would like with the whole light year thing, like would we know? Would we see them? Would they be able to interact with us?
Well, how do you feel about all of the talk about the government literally saying that aliens exist over the past year? Like,
oh, okay.
Like that happened.
Yeah. And I think they like say the most wild thing whenever they're up to something kind of a little fishy.
Yeah.
You know, suddenly like UFOs are being spotted everywhere.
Yeah.
No comment on that. I'm just pointing it out.
Sure. But I guess like how did you perceive that news?
I mean, I feel like I don't recall exactly what was going on at the time. I just know a lot was happening. Last summer.
Yeah. It was like, I think around like July, August-ish, where
I mean, haven't even like multiple universes or like the multiverse, there's something I forget that was proven recently as well. And
yeah.
I just like, I'm like, okay.
Because when I heard that information, when like the government's like, oh yeah, like aliens fully exist, I was like, I knew this.
No, yeah. Like there's that. Like part of me was like, okay, what do I do with this like confirmation?
Right. And I think everyone kind of that I spoke to at least felt like that very similar experience of like, should we be more shocked about this? Because we're not.
And I think, I wonder because there's all these alien movies, of like aliens are going to come and there's cornfields involved and whatever. Yeah. My question is, do aliens like, because they exist, what do they look like? Because do they actually look like the like extraterrestrial figure that we've been like shown?
Yeah, I don't think they're like little green guys with big eyes. Like, I don't necessarily think that that's the case. In my mind, I would love for them to look like how they did in Chicken Little.
Remind me, I
don't know if you've seen it. It's
I've seen Chicken Little. Yeah. Yes.
They're like little fluffy cone shaped ish. Oh, our producer is bringing a picture.
Let me see this. Okay. Oh my God.
I could probably just look it up on the iPad. Would that be easier? Yeah. Okay. I'll find it. But they're so cute. And I feel like I would just love to see them look like that. But I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I think I would love like maybe this like different types of alien. Right. And I think
there probably are because every planet,
like different species, I would love to see kind of like one that is like translucent, but like camouflages easily. And that's kind of their skill.
Yeah.
I would also love to hear one talk. There's something about that little alien voice that we've been like told, but I'm like, what do they actually sound like? Oh yeah.
I'm showing Ayesha the aliens from Chicken Little.
Okay. Those are so cute. It's very Seuss.
It is. It's kind of giving those, what are they? Those trees in the Lorax?
Yeah. And they kind of look like these like almost like a furry flame, like a candle flame.
Yes, they do. Should I show it in the camera? Oh, okay. We'll edit it later. Okay. But yes. You were saying about your interpretation of...
Yeah, I just would love different variants, but it's really hard for me to like go outside of like that traditional alien,
Yeah, because we've been exposed to only that.
And I love the alien emoji. And I love that Aquariuses are the aliens of the zodiac.
Which brings me into the next one.
Okay.
Astrology.
I mean, do we have to, yeah. I just think at this point, I would say like there was a time where I thought reading my horoscope was fun. Did I understand?
Yeah, like in 17 magazine.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. I was like, okay. And I always loved being an Aquarius because I loved the way it sounded before. Do
other zodiac astrology signs feel the same way? I'm curious. Like if you are a Libra, like, do you love the way Libra rolls off your tongue? Mm-hmm. Like,
Libra has a flow to it, or like Scorpio. I love the way that sounds, but there was always something about like, opening up those magazines and being, the Aquarius one is mine. And I'm like, was always so happy about it. Yeah. And then I remember like, this was forever ago, but I think they were like talking about introducing like a new zodiac sign or something. Like so long ago.
Was that around the time where they said like your the zodiac sign you think you are actually like it's not yours.
Because I think everything was like shifting with like the dates, and I was
that was such an identity crisis.
I was so scared that I was going to become a Capricorn. Luckily,
was it just moving back one? Like, would all Aquariuses be Capricorns?
I'm not sure, but I don't think it stuck. Whatever they did.
No, I don't think so either. But was that like the trend that was like going to happen?
They were going to add like a 13th one. I'm not sure how.
What would it have been? A water sign or like a, like how would they have done
how
that?
How would they have like worked that in? Because there's
rainbow sign.
3 of each.
Yeah.
Like element right now.
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't know. That's interesting. Oh, we're getting the information off screen.
You said a snake bearer? Oh. Well, we're the water bearers. Would we have to fight?
Okay, well, it's not there right now, right? Like, I feel like it's not relevant, hopefully, because that would still put me in an identity crisis today.
Yeah, totally.
If I wasn't an Aquarius.
And I mean, what I was saying is like once, I think like mostly during like COVID, I definitely got onto astrology TikTok and like learned so much like about like moon signs, rising signs, like what some of the different planets mean. And still, I feel like I'm a total amateur. Like,
it is such a good coping skill.
There's something about it that kind of is like, there's some reassurance that I get and comfort I get from it.
Do you think it goes into what is in your control and what is out of your control? Like that coping skill of like, some of this is out of our control and it's in the stars.
I love like I have a Cancer moon excuse. Please go easy on me. I'll start crying. You
should get that sticker for your car of like, please don't honk at me. I'm trying my best.
Or don't honk at me. I'm a Cancer moon.
People won't understand that as much.
If you know, you know. The girls will.
The girls will understand.
And, I think I started noticing as I kind of learned, of course, I'm sure some of it is like stereotype, but, some of the characteristics and qualities of some of the other signs and kind of maybe what like an Aries moon, for example, how that shows up and then seeing, how the way you interact and then maybe somebody else I know with a similar moon sign or the same moon sign and being like, okay, that tracks. Same with like rising signs, kind of noticing how the qualities like manifest and also seeing, okay, here's people I know in real life. Yeah. And it makes sense somehow.
So devil's advocate.
Okay. Love.
Because people will throw this at you and say, that's just confirmation bias.
Maybe it is.
Period.
And actually, I did read something the other day about how the richest people in the world, I think billionaires, actually utilize astrology.
I'm sure that, okay, I fully believe in astrology. I don't know if I already said that, and just to like validate you. And I always go back to the aspect of how like this used to be science.
Yes.
Like this like was
these
science.
Are all based on the constellations.
Exactly.
This has existed for like centuries.
And there's so many cultures that like
incorporate.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just makes me wonder, like it makes me curious. There has to be some truth to it, And if there's not, it's still fun.
It's fun. Oh my God. Should I bring up that story from grad school where that one professor was like making us interview them for like the first day of class?
Okay. Yeah.
And there was a lull in questioning. Mm-hmm. And they were fully like, guys, like this is your day. Like ask all the questions. It could be so dumb. It could be whatever you want.
Oh my God. I wasn't in Abeera's class for this,
but you know about it.
I'm bracing myself. Tell the story.
Yeah, no, you will remember it as soon as I tell it.
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay, but so at that lull in questioning, I raised my hand and I was like, "What is your astrology sign?" And it was just like a quirky little funny thing because they literally said, "Ask me anything. It could be silly," and I was like, "Okay, like." Whether or not this person takes it seriously or takes it in a silly way, it's gonna land.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How can it not?
It's just a question too, especially if there's like some silence. What it's the equivalent of what's your favorite color.
I felt like my risks were low.
Yeah.
boy, was I wrong. Anyway, so basically, it wasn't horrible. I'm making it really sound bad. But there was this like pause on their end, and I'm trying to keep it as like vague as possible in terms of identity. So it was there was a pause on their end, and they essentially, God, I'm like kind of blanking on like what actually happened, but essentially I got a little bit of like a pushback on their end of like, why, I think they asked like, why is this like important to you to know or something? Or like, why are you asking? And I was like, oh, like, I just think it's like fun. Like I literally said that because like I could,
from what I recall, there was some kind of defensiveness.
Yes.
Maybe some agitation around
something.
The question.
Yeah.
Some kind of overly intellectualizing it or like kind of taking more meaning out of it than was prompted from you.
Fully.
Do we want to leak the sign and gender?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, they were a man.
They were an Aquarius man.
Yeah. Cusp, Capricorn, Aquarius, but fell on Aquarius.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I have heard a stereotype about Aquarius men. And again, it matches up. So I think that's interesting.
Yeah. No, it was just so embarrassing because it was a room full of women and everyone was like excited for this question. Like I felt the energy of like my classmates around me just be met with this really dark, sad energy.
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't know, I kind of learned my lesson. I was like, okay, I guess I can't ask. Apparently this is a very controversial question.
Like, just say you're an Aquarius and
we
move
had
on.
The other professor who literally introduced herself as, I'm a Virgo, I love long walks on the beach. And I was like, yes.
Like, tell us.
Yeah, this is what we want to know. And then I once had a pilot on an airplane say that he was a Libra. And I was like, I feel so safe here.
An air sign
and it was a
pilot.
Man.
It was a man?
And it was a man.
That's so cute.
I think we should acknowledge there is a stereotype, right? That men think astrology is silly.
Yeah, definitely.
And I would love for the men who don't think that to stand the fuck up. I didn't mean to say that.
Tell them.
I don't know why cursing on.
Thank you for being out there.
Thank you. I'm flushed. Anyway, I want them to stand up and show up for us because I think that just can help break the stereotype for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do we want to start moving away from astrology?
Yeah, we're going to deep dive if we
This is what we do. Okay, so the next one is cryptids, which I didn't know what that was until I read the description.
Okay, please do.
Which are basically, there's so many ads on this. Anyway, it's basically like, think of like Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster.
Oh.
Those, and maybe fairies are things that maybe go into this. I don't know.
Is it
mermaids?
Mystical creatures?
Maybe mermaids. Yeah, I that's how I would. I mean, it says cryptids are animals whose existence has never been proven by science. But can we bring in mermaids and stuff in here because I feel like there's nothing else that encompasses it in this list?
Then yes. Okay. Yes. Because non-human creature then.
I think that could be a good way. Yeah.
I feel like part of me, I'm noticing like as I say this, there's something coming up. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, I believe in all of it. And then there's kind of like this.
Yeah.
Is like, if you think that's dumb, I'm sorry, but I do.
So because me and my partner already went through this list, this is what we came up with. And I wonder if what you're saying is similar or if it's different.
Okay.
We basically said like, we are along for the ride for any of these. Yeah. Where it's like, and then we kind of went through the list again. Maybe we'll do that after if we want. We don't have to. Of what are you most likely to like defend to like the end of time versus what are you just kind of like, yeah, like why not? You know?
Okay.
So I think for this one, we were kind of more like, yeah, why not? Versus like, I can defend this thing because I know it exists or whatever.
Well, I am somebody who like watches like these, I don't know if you would call them conspiracy videos.
On TikTok?
Not on like I don't really watch YouTube too much, but sometimes I end up on there and I'm watching this 20-minute video on why megalodons still exist. And I
believe in megalodon.
I fully believe them. They're out there. Be careful.
Yeah.
Like,
did you watch the Shark Week that one year about like, It was all Megalodon content.
No.
That was like the best Shark Week. Shark Week has gone downhill ever since that one year.
Oh,
sorry. Who runs that? Is it Animal Planet? No, it's Discovery. Sorry, Discovery.
I need to see that. And I also believe, actually, no, I don't know if this is proven, like those giant squids.
Those exist. Those are like full. Oh, wait, like the big ones?
Like the big giant ones.
Okay, so there is such thing as a giant squid, and that is like fully a thing.
Okay.
But
I'm talking
there's like a one that's
the ones
ancient.
like that's maybe bigger than a boat. Like they're huge.
Okay.
Like the Kraken.
Oh yeah, like a Kraken. Okay, thank you. Yes.
Because, in line with like what I was saying about aliens, I think it's, to my understanding, that most of our ocean is very much
undiscovered.
Unexplored.
Unexplored. That's better
and
word, yeah.
Totally.
So what about the Loch Ness Monster?
Oh, real.
Okay.
I actually I think
Nessie.
Yeah. Sometime in the last year, I was like sending my partner pictures of the Loch Ness Monster spotted the Loch Ness Monster. And I am like, because here's another thing.
Yeah.
I like back in like whenever the 1800s or prior, whenever the Loch Ness Monster was like being spoken about.
Yeah.
Someone had to see something.
No, fully.
Like, how do you just make this thing up?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, mermaids. Why are the videos and pictures always like super pixelized? Explain.
Well, because those photos are from a long time ago.
But the ones that are more recent.
Well, those people are
using razor phones.
I think maybe these creatures might be in hiding.
Okay.
Because humans are despicable.
Yeah.
And we corrupt everything we touch. And why would they want to give us any access to them?
Are they reproducing, or they're just like one of each? Like, is there one Loch Ness Monster?
Oh, when I think of the Loch Ness Monster, and he's a very endearing creature, I think very fondly of, because he's very cute.
Is that a man?
I think of him as a he/him, but we can ask if we ever meet him.
Okay.
He gives me the essence of solitude and isolation, like last man standing type vibe. But for like fairies and mermaids and aliens, I think there are like multitudes. But when it comes to the Loch Ness Monster,
about
Bigfoot. I also somehow picture one iconic Bigfoot out there.
Yeah.
And he's just still alive.
But are there multiple Bigfoots or big feet for plural?
Big feet. Ooh, maybe there's like the king of the big feet. Like the Bigfoot.
But where are they all hiding?
They're like in the Appalachians. They're in like the Andes Mountains.
These are all different mountains.
They're everywhere.
I'm dying.
Like, no. Why? It is in their best interest.
Is the Yeti different than Bigfoot?
The Yeti is the snow. He's the snow version. He's in the Andes. Does it snow there?
I think all mountains have snow.
He's on
they're high enough.
He's on Mount Everest. Did you know if you make it to the top, you get to meet the Yeti? But you have to promise not to tell anyone.
It's like the Hannah Montana movie when she made everybody promise not to reveal her secret so she could still be Hannah Montana.
So that's the Yeti. He's sitting up there on a
Yeti
throne.
is Hannah in another font.
He walks among us, except sometimes he's the Yeti at the top of Mount Everest, and sometimes he takes on
comes down.
Yeah. If he's truly Hannah Montana, he lives the best of both worlds.
So I'm going to take your answer for cryptids as yes.
Hell yes.
Okay.
We didn't even get into mermaids.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh.
My favorite are the TikToks where they have what's the yo like that sound effect. Yes! For like mermaids and like sirens. Okay, are mermaids and sirens different?
Okay, I think actually, that's a good question. I don't know, because I believe they're similar, but I don't know if they're the same.
Well, do you believe that there are good mermaids? Or do we think that they're more like evil entities?
I have to hold the complexity that there are good and bad of everything. So yes, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt that there are good mermaids. However, again, mankind is deserving of anything we get. So if a little sailor is being lured to his death by a siren's call, so be it. I'm just saying, we're burning down the rainforest.
Your life is written in the stars, and if that means that you get lured into the ocean by a siren, that is what needs to happen. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, no, literally. So do all mermaids have siren abilities is I guess the question. Or are all sirens mermaids, but not all mermaids are sirens?
Ooh, I like that. Sense? I think I can jump on that wagon with you.
Yeah. And maybe sirens have like an extra dose of like evilness because they've been wronged.
Have you seen the Pirates of the Caribbean with the mermaids?
I have, and I think that is the last one I saw.
Yeah.
Or it's one of the more recent-ish ones.
Yeah.
I actually really loved that movie.
Me too. And I think I actually really like that representation of mermaids. I thought that was really cool, and I think they did a good job.
Can we watch the Pirates of the Caribbean series together? Because I haven't watched them since back in the day. Yeah. I remember like me and my siblings used to like put it on. I think we'd get like the DVD for it or something. Yeah. I don't remember. Maybe it was like Blockbuster days.
No, I would love to.
And we would be so afraid. We'd hold like pillows in front of us because we'd be like peeking through.
They are scary.
I would love to watch them again because I'm like, what was the plot?
There isn't one. Can I just say there is no plot to that movie? It's just vibes.
Is there not?
It's just vibes.
Okay. I just like if I can say this, like Johnny Depp was my sexual awakening, and so watching
it's not a matter of if you can say this. Is do you want to say this?
I guess I'll expose leak. Yeah, so very loved
as Captain Jack Sparrow, or
okay, well, I feel
was
like
it Edward Scissorhands?
Oh my god. Okay, if I'm being honest, it was in this movie, I think The Secret Window.
I have not seen that.
I think it's very niche. My mom was watching it once and I was like, whoa.
Johnny Depp.
and then Jack Sparrow, that whole thing happened. I think it was in like first grade when I watched Pirates of the Caribbean.
You were young.
I think. And I was just like, wow, look at that.
Look at that pirate.
Look at that pirate. Yeah. I also remember like watching it being like heavily dosed with Vicks Vapor Rub. So that might have had to do something with it. So.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is ghosts.
I love ghosts. I think we both do.
I love ghosts. I fully believe in ghosts. Yeah.
And I want to ask you, do you have any like ghost stories or any spooky things ghost related?
I don't.
Okay.
Personally. And sorry to say this, but I also kind of hope I never do. Because
fair.
As much as I do believe in ghosts, and I believe that there are good and bad, similar to how we were saying it earlier with other things.
Yeah.
I think it's the aspect of like seeing something or not seeing something.
Well, what's scarier? Knowing something's in your presence that you can't see?
They're both scary.
Or being able to see something.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, so I don't have anything, but my dad has a few stories. And then I also like want to add, like, I've talked to like a couple people over this like last summer who have told me very similar stories about their ghost experiences. So I feel like there is like there's something that has to be true there, right? If people have had similar experiences.
And also like culturally, there's so many, like even within like the Native American culture, like if somebody passes away, there is like, I think they do see their loved ones.
Oh, fully. And I think even in our culture, like I think that there is so much talk about the supernatural and like.
Oh, totally. Yeah,
in good and bad ways.
Oh, like in the same way, like we're saying, there's good and bad of almost all these like mystical beings.
Yeah.
I would love to know kind of something that's your dad shared with you.
Yeah. I mean, his storytelling didn't land completely, but like, I know that the house that they grew up on for a little bit was over an old cemetery.
Okay.
So they just like built property on top of an old cemetery, which is like recipe for disaster. It's like how every horror movie starts, I feel like.
Right.
But he had heard voices of someone whispering in his ear when he's like going to bed. And then his sister had seen like a face like in the bathroom, things like that.
No.
Yeah. So I mean, he would be a fun guest to bring on and talk about that.
I would love to talk to your dad about these things. He is very funny.
He is a funny man. But how about you? Have you?
I mean, when it comes to ghosts, I've never seen a ghost. Mm-hmm. Sometimes if it's possible to like feel a presence in a way,
ooh,
I've felt that in my bedroom. You know?
Oh wait, oh my God. I'm so sorry to cut you off.
Yes.
But I had this like mini moment when I was living at my parents' house where one night, I don't know if it was just me in that like weird state of like going to bed, but I felt like someone sat on my bed. Like I had the sensation that like, you know, you feel it.
Yeah.
And I look over and no one's there.
Okay. Yes. Recently, whenever like The Haunting of Hill House came out, which by the way, that like scared me to my core, and I love scary things.
The first season came out a while ago, no?
Oh, okay. So I don't think I watched it when it came out.
Okay.
Basically. So when I did watch it within the last 2 years, it scared me so badly. And I think, and this could be like my mind messing with me, but yes, like sometimes I'd be in bed and it felt like somebody was like pulling on my blanket, like genuinely to the point I would go literally bolting out of the room. Like I was so scared. Again, like I don't know if that was like actually physically happening or if that was just a psychological thing that I was like, you know, experiencing. But anyways, outside of that, I know at my grandparents' house, they grew up, or my mom grew up, and my grandparents lived in this very tiny town, like a population of like 2,000.
Okay.
So very rural area outside of Rochester, New York. And like there was big farmlands, like the house next door had horses. It was very cute. Very old place though. And I know sometimes I would see like a sink in a bathroom, like just turn on.
Oh.
And I would be like,
oh, so you fully experienced.
And also weird things would happen at this house. Like, but I don't know if this was more like black magic related though.
Oh my God. Wait, we need to thread that.
We need to thread this because this is a whole like, I believe in magic.
I believe in magic too, and that's actually not on the list. But it could maybe be brought up at another thing on the list. So we'll thread it for something else because I think we can really get into that.
But yeah, just kind of like weird sensations, feeling a presence, being like feeling nervous, especially at that house, to like look outside when it was dark, just because there was so much open grass and then there was like woods and feeling like if I looked out there I might see something. Not knowing if that would actually happen, but like the scare of like
it's the fact that you believe in it and that it could potentially happen, that our complex minds will create it for you.
Absolutely. And, like no wonder like when we were kids we were always so scared of the dark because we can kind of fill in the blank, if that makes sense. You know?
So yes to ghosts.
Yes to ghosts.
Okay. And then the last one that we'll do today, because we're being mindful of the time, and I think this is something we fully can have very lengthy discussions about. So we'll do 5 today. We'll do 5 next time.
Okay.
So the last one for today is psychic mediums.
Well,
wait, a lot of thinking. I'm shocked.
My thinking actually, I'll explain. My hesitation for a moment actually I think goes to, I do believe that there are people with the ability to do this.
Yeah.
Do I believe that everyone who claims to be able to do so actually can?
Oh, that's fair.
I think that's what my initial thing went to.
Okay.
But when it comes to, are people in this world able to access that? I think yes.
Okay. I'm on the same page. Excluding the scammers.
Please don't scam us.
Yeah. Yeah. I also believe that that's a true skill and gift that people can possess.
No, because there's this like Netflix special of this guy who, forget his name, but I started watching that and I was just like really amazed at what,
things he can like
recall, conjure or whatever you want to call it, of who arrives in that space with them and what they're referring to and what he gets, access to in that way. I'm like, there's just no way that's possible.
No, I think that's like the common thing that people say after going through an experience with a psychic medium is like they were able to come up with things that no one could ever know.
Mm-hmm. And there's these like extend across cultures as well, like with shamans, I believe. And just, I mean, that's the first one and only one I can think of, but I do know.
No, there is a huge cultural component with this, with all of these things, honestly. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, yeah, and that's why I think I believe in most of them is because like, I don't know, people have been around for so many years. Like,
and like when it comes to, I don't know if this is like related or if this is not like a separate thing for later, but like with palm readers, for example, I believe there are people who truly can kind of, do a reading of your future. And that is the reason why I don't know if I'll ever get one. As much as I would love to, get a reading done, I think I'm nervous of...
You put too much like weight onto it.
Hyperfixating on it. And
I think that proves that you do believe in it.
Absolutely.
As do I. Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that.
I had so much fun.
Yeah, that was fun for us. I know, because this is like what we love to talk about. But I think since we are kind of at that time of wrapping up, should we do a quick tarot time?
Let's do it.
Okay. Tarot time.
It's tarot time, okay, everyone.
So Aisha's going to do the honors today. I can hold your mic.
Okay, thanks. Okay, not the best shuffler.
No, that's okay. As long as we get a card out of it.
Let's see. I think they're upside down, but okay. Okay. Can you like pull one from the
middle? Okay. All right. Pull one out.
Okay.
Oh Walruses.
My God. It's so cute.
Okay, what do we have? What does it say?
Okay, so pictured on this card, we have like 4 walruses within like this Arctic climate. They're very cute.
It's giving purple.
It's giving purple. There's like a little like pastel purple sky with like a twinkle star.
We'll put it in the video.
It says gentle moderation. Take your time. Pressure from others or yourself can be released by renegotiating what you are trying to accomplish.
Okay, I'm going to need to read that again. But this is what it looks like. And then we'll bring it closer to the camera. Is that good? Can you see it? Okay. Okay, gentle moderation. Okay. Do you want to start speaking on it while I kind of, or do you not have anything
I'm gonna like review what it says.
Sure. You want to read it for us one more time?
Yeah, I'm gonna read it one more time to let it like sink in.
Please.
So it says, take your time, which I think even in this reading, let's take our time.
Take our time.
Pressure from others or yourself can be released by renegotiating what you are trying to accomplish.
Whoa.
So pressure from others or yourself
can be released
by renegotiating what you are trying to accomplish.
So it's like a reframe.
Yeah.
Is that what you're getting from it?
Yes, but I'm also trying to I'm still digesting it, I think.
I understand. I think I can start speaking on how it's kind of resonating with me. I'm kind of I'm getting okay, take a step back and allowing yourself to reframe what's going on in front of you to kind of I don't know, take away some of the pressure that you're putting on yourself or that you feel like others are placing onto you.
Yeah. And I think, as a whole, I think we live in a very goal-oriented, fast-paced world where if you're not actively engaging in completing goals and progressing in your life in a certain way, you can be made to feel like
you're not doing enough.
You're not doing enough. You're not worthy. It's so easy to compare yourself to maybe somebody who does
the
have
comparison piece,
the better job, who makes more money. And I think this is really a moment of well, what is it that you're wanting? Can you release the pressure that you are putting on yourself, or maybe that others are, whether it be your parents or other peers, a partner,
I like that.
and kind of figure out, okay, how can I renegotiate what it is I truly want for myself? Like I mean, I know I struggle with jealousy. And I think the biggest step for me in kind of overcoming that was being honest when I did feel it.
Yeah. Acknowledging that emotion.
You know, because when it comes to jealousy, I get this very complex feeling of, I feel kind of dirty and gross.
Well, because there is a negative connotation that's attached to it.
There's a negative connotation, and I'm very kind of self-aware. And of course, this is maybe we can thread this, but I'm also very self-aware of the evil eye.
Yeah.
And very conscious of it. And it makes me feel very badly to think that I would be giving somebody the evil eye because of my own feelings.
Which
and
you can't necessarily like control.
Right. And so then I start getting really kind of like, oh my God, and in my head about it. And so what has really relieved some of that for me was being like, yeah, I'm jealous. And then when I tell the person, oh my gosh, I'm so jealous you get to have this. And I am so happy for you. It kind of takes away this, because I'm not wishing on your downfall. I want everything to be successful for you. I just also want this for myself.
Yeah.
You know, and I read recently that like jealousy can be a map of what you want in your own life.
Ooh, that's a good reframe.
Yeah. And so there was something about that made this a lot lighter for me. And so that's kind of, I don't know if that's going a little bit
I
off.
love that. And I think I was really sticking with like what really stood out to me. What you were saying is like the comparison piece.
Yeah.
And I think that goes hand in hand with the jealousy potentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And one of my besties from high school posted a TikTok kind of voicing a saying that her grandma used to say to her, which was something along the lines of like, comparison is the biggest thief of joy or something.
Yeah, I love that.
So I was like, yeah, that's what I was thinking about as you were talking. And I think that's so true. And if you're going to take anything from this card, I think even just breaking it down to take your time.
Yeah.
Like that is enough to
It's
run
not
with.
a race, you know.
Yeah.
And something I like remind myself is like seeing those lists of like well-known artists and creators or like celebrities of sorts that didn't film their first movie till they were like a certain age, or certain fashion designers.
Everyone
that
has their own path.
Their own timing, you know. And I think we just need to trust that good things will come when we're ready for them.
Completely.
And you know, I want to also acknowledge maybe that's not true for everybody, but it gives me a little bit of hope, and
what
it
can
helps.
you hold on to instill that hope, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I think hope is a big...
Hope is like very, very powerful.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, I think hope is, and so is fear. And it's kind of like choosing which one we kind of want to put more of our energy
and
into.
more power.
And more, you know, give more power to. Yeah. Absolutely. So...
I love it. That was a good one.
And the walruses.
The walruses really guided us today.
You know, because, you know, if we think, you know, what would a walrus maybe be doing? You know, like
where are we going with this, Ayesha? I want to see where you go with that.
Okay.
Well, walruses are big. They'll take their time.
That's exactly where I was going.
Sorry.
I think I picture them like chilling when they're hungry. They just go get something to eat. You know, they just take everything as it comes.
With those big tusks.
Yeah. Which is that like... This is a side note. Is that how they like hunt? Do they like utilize their tusks in any way?
I thought they like stake their tusks into the ice so they don't like
fall.
I don't know. I made that up.
That is so cute if it's true. That is. I'm like imagining them like putting their teeth in the ice and then taking it out.
Like how you
scooching forward.
Like how you pitch a tent, you know?
Yeah.
That sounded weird.
No, that's what you say. Oh my
anyway,
God.
I think we can wrap up here for everyone's sake. Thank you so much for joining us today. While we had a really silly, quirky, crazy,
we had a great time.
episode.
We hope you did too.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and to follow us.
Yes, on all of the things. We're gonna you'll be
see it on the screen.
Yeah, you'll see it on the screen. You'll see it in the description. Thank you. Yeah.
We'll let you know.
Follow all the things. All of your support means so, so, so much to us.
Really? Like you don't even know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And see you next time.
Bye. Although we cover themes of mental health, Girl Are You Okay is not a substitute for therapy or mental health services. Also, thank you to our co-producers, Geb and Eric.